Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the player for table 1, representing Egypt, Dina MESHREF.
And here she comes, 32 years old now, the left-hander. I'll tell you about her best performance in recent years against the Chinese superstar in a moment, but here comes her opponent. Listen out for this reaction.
Representing China, Yingsha.
Oh, here we go. The Galaxy Arena for the first time really this week is getting noisy as their favorite arrives. She is looking, remember, this week to become the first woman ever to win 3 World Cups in a row. Yes, we know the GOAT is Liu Shiwen with 5 in total, but even she never won 3 on the bounce. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, Yingsha has to emerge from this group, but it's extremely likely she will, because Dina MESHREF has played 1 and lost 1, whereas Yingsha has played 1 and won 1. Liu Shiwen was the opponent that they respectively lost to and beat. And here we are then. So 2 players separated by some 47 world ranking places, about to do battle on table 1. For Dina MESHREF, I mentioned this earlier on, you go back to 2023 in the WTD Champions in Xinjiang, and she pushed Wang Manyu, currently the world number 2, all the way in that one, took her to 5 in that match. She'll be looking to channel that kind of form here in Macau, China. We've seen Wang Chan-hu in the assistant umpire chair. He's stepping up to umpire this match here. And he'll be assisted by Marcus Berger as Dina MESHREF. We saw her yesterday coaching Mariam Al-Hodabi. Well, now she's going to be coaching herself, as opposed to Yingsha has the redoubtable Ma Lin, winner of 4 World Cups, in her corner. What a support staff.
Black color. Black for you, okay? Black for you. Black. Yeah. Surface up. Surface.
On flash patrol here during this one. There is a lively crowd in the room. Ooh, well, there's the breaks. 2 of them. If you're looking to get on the board, you take all you can get. Beautiful work on the backhand there. Kept that bat high, took it out wide to Yingsha, and that's the perfect start for Dina MESHREF. Really good start. She's one of the most quietly spoken, gentle and popular personalities you'll find on the circuit. But when it comes to the table, she has been doing this for years now. The leading light in women's table tennis, credited by the likes of Hannah Goddard and Mariam Al-Hodabi with being such an influence. But Yingsha's on the scoreboard. And if that first point's greeted with that kind of noise, imagine what happens later. Just misses with that one, but this is really encouraging from MESHREF. She knows that attack is going to be the best form of defense here, and she's taken it to Yingsha whenever she can. Narrowly missing out there, but the signal is clear. I'm coming at you, world number 1, favorite, or whatever you may be. Oh, off the edge of the table. Well, she's certainly using up all the luck she can get at the start of this one, and why not? Been really impressed by the backhand of MESHREF early on in that one. That was by no means an easy shot there. Yingsha's been here before. Calmly going about her business, just processing what's coming at her. That's the problem for MESHREF. If she's not able to give Yingsha a little bit more to think about on that 3rd ball, she's going to be punished. But she still leads by 2, serving now. And this is where we're going to see Sun Yingsha beginning to recognize what's coming her way, formulating a response, and presumably taking a bit of control of this match. Well, 0.1 on service re-establishes that 2-point lead. Imagine being Sun Yingsha. Everywhere you go, they are screaming at you, no matter what you do. Well, Dina, again, trusting to that backhand. She picked a beautiful line early on. Look at that. Yingsha was so alert to it. Such a great technician, such a great athlete. She's settling now into her game. And the difficult thing for Dina MESHREF is going to be how often do you go wide and invite Yingsha to play those full-blooded shots. We saw that in the match between Du Hoikem and Wang Yidi earlier on. It was very tight earlier on, and Hoikem's success came from shackling the Chinese star, but the minute she allowed her room to get those crunching forehands away, well, things changed. She's settling to her work now, and she's doing what she does so well. The efficiency of her shot making. So well drilled, so powerful. Too powerful in this instance for MESHREF, who was sprawling to her forehand. Yingsha in front. And really now turning it up. Took a little while to feel her way into this match. Now she's getting into the groove. You'll just notice that Yingsha's just glancing around the arena at times here. It's incredible to think that as well as being such an accomplished player, the best in the world, she also does a bit of crowd control along the way. She's always on the lookout for anyone who might need a bit of calming down. And what that tells you is the respect she has for her opponent. She wants the conditions to be as fair as possible as she advances to 4 game points in game 1. Oh, back it goes the way it came. Classic Sun Yingsha. She takes the first 11. This is the difficulty now for Dina MESHREF. She's doing what she did early on. But the problem is, Yingsha is now fully dialed in, which means that the ball's coming back quicker than she can really cope with. The wind up for that. That gives you a sense. Sometimes when you see that happen and the ball does miss the table, you get a little look at the amount of energy and action that the opponent would have put into the ball. But it's a point for the Egyptian. Dina still blazing a trail, of course, for African table tennis. Made it yet again to the final of the Africa Cup, but was beaten in straight games by Hannah Godda in the latest staging of an event in which she's had plenty of dominance earlier on in her career. In recent times, Hannah Godda really has risen to become the dominant force in women's table tennis on that continent. That's more like it. Trading blows, holding the table, utilizing that forehand really effectively, just put into a great position. That's not going to work. Because Yingsha's just too sharp, too snappy, too good. Lin up off the seat. Imagine being coach to Sun Yingsha. Not the toughest assignment, I would imagine, out there. But that said, and full of due respect for Ma Lin, when she does need him, who better to turn to in any tactical situation? If you're just joining us, let's just remind you about the format here, which has been tweaked this year in Macau at the World Cup. We're in a revamped stage 1, which has seen best of 5 matches played across 16 groups of 3 players. And what will happen at the end of today is once each of the players has gone through from the 16 groups, then a draw will be held for the knockout round. So the Group 1 winner, likely of course to be Yingsha, will be placed in position 1. The Group 2 winner will go to position 16. They'll also draw the Group 3 and Group 4 winners into positions 8 and 9. Great point. Won by Yingsha. And then just to wrap up, the remaining group winners will be drawn randomly. And be aware, though, that there's no association separation. So players from the same association can be drawn against each other. And in the round of 16, all of the matches will be played as the best of 7 games.
9-3.
Oh, how about that? Pace and placement, too good for Dina. And it's 7 game points for a 2-love lead for Yingsha. So 11-4 the score in the second game, and it looks very much over on the other table as if Tong Tong's keeping pace with Yingsha. An 11-4 second game win for her against Ye Yiqian.
Last one.
And Dina has shown at times here, particularly when she's got the backhand working, that she can stretch Yingsha. It's just that she's so solid in every other department, Sun Yingsha. Oh, look at that. Fires it down the short side. So hard to know where it's going to go. The disguise from Yingsha, so impressive. And that goes with the pace, and here she is just controlling the fans. Oh, lovely. That is exquisite. Steps to her left, fires it, fading away to the right across the table. And now she's really turning it on. She's in a hurry, and Dina knows that she needs to try and stop things here if she possibly can. To the towels they go, but as the Team China coaches and players look on, legends alike will know that Yingsha's show is really the box office blockbuster they've come to see here today. Oh, wonderful. That's as good as we've seen from Dina. Changed the angle, found the opportunity, and it's not often you see anyone put one past Yingsha. and make that 2 points in a row.
2-6.
Make it 3. Look, it's hardly a crisis, but the fans will have their say now. She invited the exchange and then she paid the price, Dina, because Xia was one step ahead of her. Oh, nicely done.
7-4.
Anticipated that beautifully. And how about that flick of the wrist, reminding us of the quality she's always had, Dina MESHREF. She moves within 3 points. And what looked like it might become a bit of a procession in this third game is turning out to be a whole lot more competitive. Massive credit to Dina MESHREF for not being cowed by the opponent, the occasion, the crowd here. She's playing her game and she's putting up a great fight. Very singular service style, standing upright, backhand across the ball. Not working on that occasion. She needs this one, though. And again, it was the Egyptian who made the running in the point. Xia, look at that, the ease with which she made a very difficult return there. And she can serve her way now into the round of 16. One more to go, because she now has 5 match points to win, to top Group 1, and to plot a path into the knockout stage 2. Not yet, says Dina, nonchalantly as she like. Found that angle, which has been once or twice her best friend.
Black. 6-10.
And that's long.
7-10.
So MESHREF able to hold up her end of the bargain there in terms of winning what she could win, but it's still 3 match points. And that's that. Smile from Xia. She knew that she was up against a player who brought pretty much her best game to the party here, but Sun Yingxia is just so strong. Despite trailing early on in the first game, she found a way to come back into it, had the measure of MESHREF, and despite a late rally from the Egyptian veteran, well, it was to be another straight games win for Sun Yingxia, her second in a row here at the ITTF World Cup Macau 2026. So she gets the job done in Group 1 in the women's singles with an 11-6, 11-4, 11-7 win over the Egyptian. There's the tale of what we saw unfold on